Hi, I'm Tiffany, and this is Broke On this channel, I do budget-friendly DIYs, thrift flips and hauls, trash or treasures, and more. First up, I'm going to put together a spring gnome, and you've probably seen this if you were around last year. This was early on in my YouTube journey and my gnome journey. I think this is the first gnome I actually made, so I'm using a scrap piece of cloth and an old sock and this weird mop thing that I'm going to use for the beard, and these lentils, I think they are. So that's what I'm going to construct the gnome out of. So I just put the sock in a plastic cup, and that way I can pour the lentils in without making too much of a mess. There we go, and that is full, so I can just tie off the top of the sock, and that will be done. Next, I'm going to take this piece of cloth and cut the hat out, and like I said, I think this was my first one I've ever made, so I'm just kind of winging it here. I make the hat way too big, but as with everything, it all works out in the end, right? So I'll just cut this out and glue it together for the hat part. And there I have it cut out. It's a little small, but, and I think I might have actually ended up making another one, but there it is. Like I said, it was my first gnome. But I wanted to make sure I had one for spring, and that's what this guy is. So I'll work on decorating him. Here I'm taking a few pieces of this spinner mop, I think it was, and we'll cut that off to get the beard together. Now I've got all of my mop parts cut. I can lay down some hot glue and glue this on. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but I will make sure to link the original videos up in the cards there. Should pop up on your screen, and also down in my description box as well. These are just clips from different spring DIYs that I really enjoyed, and I like this gnome, so I wanted to make sure he was front and center at the beginning of this video. All right, there's that, and that's the other hat I think that I made. So now it's time to get him finished. So I'll take just a wood bead for the nose and glue that down. So there, I've got his nose done. There's his little hat. Now it's time to just do some stuff to the hat. I'm just going to glue on some florals. Nothing else extravagant, just some springtime flowers. And there he is, all done. Isn't he adorable? This one is one I just posted the other day, and I'm just taking this thrifted vase that I found last year, and I'm just gonna style it up with some spring flowers. Right now I've got many spring flowers here. You know, set some off to the side. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to use, but I've got huge bunches, so I will just grab some and start filling my little vase. I've got my floral foam in there already. Just a real easy spring refresh of this thrifted vase. there we go. Just a real cute spring arrangement for your Easter, Mother's Day tables. I've already given this to my mom. Here I've got this gift set that was given to me at Christmas a couple years ago. And I'm going to reproduce something that I saw on Wayfair. That's what I'm going to try and replicate with this little plastic bathtub. So I'll just take all the stuff out and get started. So first, what I'm going to do is do some folk art white. And this is the folk art multi-surface. And I'm using some of this gold bond because it has actual talc in it. That's what you use to make, do a DIY chalk paint, is use talc. I can't remember where I saw it, but I was told that's the best thing to use. And most of your baby powders, if you go to the store and look, they don't have that. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix that up and get to painting. All right, that's painted all together. White and dry. So now I'm going to distress it and make it look like enamel. So I'm using a very old bottle of Delta Ceramcoat in black to do that. So as you can see here, I'm just going around the rim to give it that enameled cast iron look. Now that's dry. I want to do the feet and add chips on the tub itself as well. And there we go. It's got chips, it's got enamel feet, ready to style with some florals. So next I'm just going to throw some Spanish moss on there. Hide all that floral foam. No, I didn't hot glue. I'm just tucking it in around all the floral foam. And I'm taking these lavender picks and just throwing them in. And I've just filled it in with more and more of these lavender sprigs, and there it is. Such a cute little addition for spring. And there it is with succulents, and I think I like that the best. Either way, it's really cute. This video is part of my Small Creator Sunday challenge. This is a challenge that I host on the second Sunday of every month at 5 Central Time for YouTube DIY creators who have less than 5,000 subscribers. This is just a way for us to help each other and help others grow their channels. Every month I have a different theme, and this month's theme is Spring Has Sprung. So everything is all the DIY content is spring related. And my co-host for this month is lovely Dee from Designer's Loft. So make sure you check my description box for my link, her link, and the link to the playlist. So let's finish out the DIYs. So what I'm going to do is take these terracotta pots, and I'm going to kind of copy a design that I saw for, it was on Pinterest, and it's this one, the pots there, and I'm going to do essentially the same thing, only I'm not going to put any text on the outside. I'm just going to do the paint. So for these, what I'm going to do is take the Waverly White chalk paint for the outside of the pots, and the insides I'm going to use 3 different colors. I'm going to use the Folk Art Light Lavender, the Folk Art Vintage Tea Rose, and Folk Art Daybreak. And I'm going to lighten them up even more and mix them up with some of the Waverly White just to get it a little more pastel-y, I guess. So I'm just taking a foam brush to paint these pots. I didn't want brush strokes. I wanted to keep that, you know, a little bit of that texture, that terracotta-ish, which, I mean, I do have the terracotta paint from Plaid. I could have used that, but this works. So I'll just go over these 2 coats of the Waverly White chalk paint like that. And now I will mix the other ones with the Waverly White chalk paint as well. All right, those are done. Now I want to paint the insides of these. Just a little pop of color. Nothing too fancy, nothing too hard. Just a very simple spring bright DIY. For this one, I'm making a couple of wreaths, and this was part of an older video. I am using flowers that I had made corsages for my daughter and her friend when they went to prom last year, and these were a gift to go with these corsages that I had made. I wanted to give them a decor piece that they could keep forever. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is paint these hoops white and then glue on the florals. So those are painted. Now it's just time to glue everything together. I'm using the same flowers that I had used when I made the corsages. And these are just picks that I've grabbed along the way. That ribbon is literally as old as my daughter who went to prom. That was ribbon that I had on my bridal bouquet that I had made for my wedding in 2005. So she got a little extra, a little more personal stuff. So I'm just taking apart these picks. Some I picked up from Walmart, some I picked up from Family Dollar, some I probably picked up from Hobby Lobby. I don't even remember. I don't know where all these came from. I'm just going to arrange them and glue them on these hoops. Since I'm doing 2, 1 for each of them, I'm just going to do them both at the same time so I can make sure they look the same. And I'm going to lay them out in the same way I did the corsages. So this is essentially what it's going to look like when it's done. Here I'm using some extra boxwood wreath or boxwood garland to help fill it in, and I'm using pipe cleaner to attach them. Here we've got those, the bottom part put together. I just need to add the pink flowers and the bow, and for some reason I was out of focus. I think I was using a different camera and had my focus off. And I'm finishing my bow. I've just dovetailed the ends. Get ready to put that on there. Looking super cute. Of course, I will make sure to hide that ugly pipe cleaner. With the bows added, I'm just going to put a little white flower in the center to hide it. Oh, pink, white flowers in the center to hide the pipe cleaner. And there we go. That center is complete. They look great. They match the corsages perfectly, and it's something that can hang up for spring as well. For my last DIY, I've got some mason jars that I want to paint and add some flowers to as a spring centerpiece decor thing. So I've done a set of these on my channel before, and this time around I'm going to go with blue green. So let's do that. Alright, since I'm painting on glass, I went ahead and layered matte Mod Podge to give my paint something to adhere to. And I'm using the, was it Blue Lullaby? Something. Waverly Chalk Paint in Celery, and the Waverly Chalk Paint in Agave. And I'm going to do blue green teal for these. And I'm going to use Waverly White. I was going to use Waverly White to mix with the Agave, but I ended up deciding not to. It worked out perfectly for that blue. So I'll just get to painting. As I'm doing this, I realize that I'm not going to be real happy with the celery, and you'll see that I end up changing the color of that. I do mix it with Folk Art Antique Green, Folk Art Wax, or Folk Art Chalk Paint. But I'm going to give all of these 2 coats of paint and then a coat of matte Mod Podge. As you can see here, I had mixed my paint up. This is more like the color I was looking for that I didn't actually have on hand, so I will paint that. And like I said, this agave didn't need changed at all. It was pretty perfect, so I just went with it. Okay, I want to go ahead and distress these and then seal them with Mod Podge. I want to preface this by saying I'm not a farmhouse fan, but there's something about a mason jar, a painted mason jar, that gets me every time, and I want a full rainbow colored set of these, so that's what I'm going to do. And yes, I will distress, because you just kind of have to with these, right? And I love them. They turned out perfectly. And they look even better with the florals. Let me know what you guys think about all of the crafts you've seen today. This is my spring compilation. That's what I've got for you. Make sure you check my description box for my link, for Dee's link, and the link to this Small Creator Sunday playlist. Spread that YouTube goodness. Like, comment, subscribe on everybody's channels. Have a great week, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.